mass sporophyte. In a mass sporophyte. Option A produces gametes that give rise to gametophyte. Option B arises from a spore produced from gametophyte. Option C manufactures food for itself as well as for gametophyte. And it is partially parasite on the gametophyte. Among four options, before we answer, we have to understand in a mass sporophyte. We know masses belongs to bryophytes. So the best example is funaria. Funaria, right? So in masses, actually, of course, there are no true roots, no true stem, true leaves, but there are some like roots, like stem, like leaf, they are present in funaria. If you observe here, this is, if you take this is, these are, rhizoids. The best mass example, these are leaf-like structures. Okay, leaf-like structures, phyllids. And this is, this is axis, of course, this is axis is there, and this part is actually sporophyte. This entire part is gametophyte. Entire structure is gametophyte. So we know in masses, actually gametophyte is a dominant phase, sporophyte is it is depending on gametophyte. All right. So here we need to understand gametophyte is N, sporophyte is 2N. So it belongs to haplo diplontic life cycle. Its life cycle is haplodiplontic life cycle. Now you have to understand, in a mass, sporophyte produces gametes that gives rise to gametophyte. Does sporophyte produce gamete? In fact, no. Gametes are present on the gametophyte where the sex organs are present. Antharedia Archigonia, these are sex organs which are present on the tip of these all the leaves, right? If both are present on the same plant body, that is called monoecious. If Antharedia is present on one plant body, Archigonium is present in another plant body, that is called dioecious. Best example is Markantia. So here, as funaria is monoecious, these sex organs, Antharedia and Archigonia, here, of course, these are jacketed sex organs, right? Jacketed sex organs. These jacketed sex organs for protection. All right. Inside of the, and this is Antharedia. I'm talking about Antharedia. Inside there are antherozoids are present. Initially androcytes, and then it will become antherozoids. So this is Antharedia. Whereas Archigonia, if you talk about Archigonia, right? Archigonia. This is Archigonia. So this is also, jacketed sex organ. This is surrounding to it. Jacketed sex organ. Right, these are jacketed sex organ. Jacketed sex organs covering the for protection. Whereas inside, neck canal cells are present. Neck canal cells, 4 to 6 neck canal cells are present here. Here ventor canal cell, and here the egg cell. It is an egg cell. It is a ventor cell, and these are all neck canal cells. So now when there is a sexual reproduction, what happens? These anthrozoids will come to this Archigonia sex organ, and it reaches the egg cell, and there is a fusion takes place, and the zygote is formed. Everything, of course, this is called Zooidogamy because it requires water. Zooidogamy, it requires water. So after that, this zygote will become a zygote undergoes several mitotic divisions and it forms embryo. That embryo will become a sporophyte. Of course, as I mentioned here, there is a peculiar feature of mosses is producing intermediate structure called protonema between, okay, between, before it forms a sporophyte, there is a structure called protonema. Here it is a sporophyte. Here it is a formed sporophyte. This sporophyte will be depending on this gametophyte. Alright, the sporophyte contain foot, setae and capsule. This is a capsule. The long structure is called foot. And here this is a setae. Right. Now you understood this concept. Now we will answer the question. In a mass, sporophyte produce gametes that gives rise to gametophyte. Impossible. This answer. Sporophyte produce spores. The spore mother cells are present here, and this will become spore. So first option, it produce gametes that gives rise to gametophyte is not, because spores are produced by sporophyte. From spore mother cells, spores are produced by meiosis. All right, spore mother cells which are part of capsule. Spore mother cells which are part of capsule undergo meiosis and form spores. So that is the job of the sporophyte, but sporophyte never produce gametes. It's produced by gametophyte. And second one, in a mass, sporophyte arises from a spore produced from gametophyte. In a mass, sporophyte arises from a spore produced from gametophyte. Again, it's a reverse, right? This is also not. Spore is produced from sporophyte, but here given arises from a spore produced from a gametophyte. No. And third one, sporophyte manufactures food for itself as well as for gametophyte. Sporophyte here, sporophyte is a, it is chlorophyllous because sporophyte contains capsule, right? In the capsule, capsule is having three parts. Capsule is having apophysis, theca, and center part columella. So this capsule is chlorophyllous and fertile. This center part, columella, is a fertile where the spore mother cells are produced. So here this is a chlorophyllous, so it makes food. But remember, the given option manufactures food for itself as well as for gametophyte. No, gametophyte itself is a chlorophyll. It itself makes food. Gametophyte is a chlorophyllous, so it can make its own food. Sporophyte is depending on gametophyte. Okay, partially here, Sporophyte can make its food, but it gets. So, in continuation to this 40th question explanation, so all three options are ruled out, and the answer would be this. So, Sporophyte is partially parasite on the gametophyte, because third option also will be ruled out because it manufactures food for itself as well as for gametophyte. No, Sporophyte can make it food, but gametophyte also it makes its own food. So Sporophyte is depending on gametophyte is the correct option. So hope this answered your question.